He's the best speaker.
There we go then. Right, are you comfortable? Could you bring the other lot in, please? Actually, before I do that, I've got to read out a few cards. So, let's do that first. With our warmest wishes on your wedding day, Clinton cards. Now, Dad and Angie, Mum and the boys. Ah. Okay, and another one. You only wanted me to do two, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, on your wedding day, with lots of love and congratulations, all I love, Dad, Sheila, and Natalie. There we go. Okay. We've got one more actually. This is really special. This is really, really special because Taylor, where's Taylor? Stand up. Where's Taylor? Hey, Taylor. Look at this. Have happy wedding. He did this. He downloaded pictures from the web and put them on a card at school. Really nice ones. The last one I don't think you should use. Probably the wrong website. And inside it says, "Dear Mum, have a happy wedding day, love, Taylor." Now how cool's that? A round of applause. Okay, look, I had to write down my speech because I have a terrible memory. And as some of you know, I have a really terrible memory. Anyway, I want to thank you all for coming. I have to admit, some of you scrub up pretty well. But before I start, if there's anybody here who feels a little nervous and apprehensive, it's probably because you've just gone married to Seb. My name's Rob and I'm Seb's best man. Although I'm sure Seb will have a new name for me by the time this is finished. When Seb asked me to be his best man, I was initially thrilled at the prospect. Unfortunately, it didn't take long for this feeling of well-being to dissolve into utter apprehension, as I remember the last time I had to stand up in a room full of people, I was found guilty and fined £300. My full name actually is Rob What Can I Get You? So for those of you who meet me in the bar later, I'd appreciate if you use my full name. I'm going to keep this speech fairly short because of my throat. The bride said that if I made too much fun of the groom, she'd cut it. To begin with, I'd like to thank the bridesmaids. I'm sure you will all agree that they're lovely and they've done a grand job today. I'd also like to thank everyone here who's helped create this magnificent occasion. And would like to say how proud I am to be standing here as Seb's best man. Although, if I am the best man, why didn't Karen marry me? Just a question. Anyway, I've known Seb for a long time and I can honestly say that in all the years I've known Seb, no one has ever questioned Seb's intelligence. In fact, no one's ever mentioned it. We share similar interests and have spent many an hour discussing the ways of the world, music, science, the universe, our own understanding of quantum physics, and then maybe the most intriguing subject of them all, the mysterious inner workings of the Dyson bagless Hoover that never loses its suck. Let me have seriously. There are a few people in this world that you can call a true friend, and I'm lucky to have a few, and Seb is and always will be one of them. I've been through some tough times in my personal life, and I've had to ask Seb, on page 2, on a few occasions for financial help, and he's never said no, always helped me out without any question, and for this and many other things, Becky and I will be eternally grateful, and will never forget his kindness and understanding. Is anyone bored yet? You are? Okay. Yeah, what's the time? Cool. Right. Seb lived with me for a while, and up until meeting Karen, wasn't aware that any hours existed before 10 a.m. He likes his sleep. And now that he lives with Karen, he's enjoying his new 5 living, breathing alarm clocks. But seems to be coping very well. His eating habits haven't improved though. He still takes what seems like an age to eat a meal. But only as he takes an age to eat, he arranges the food on a plate, like some sort of scientific equation, analysing every item on the plate in the hope that it will reveal the meaning of life. I'm surprised that we're doing the speeches so early. Or perhaps Seb just didn't eat anything earlier. Oh yeah, a word of warning, Seb can't hold his drink, so please be careful over the course of the next few hours. He can't drink, but my God, he can walk. And that's a private joke, you can ask people later. I was reading a book on how to be a best man. It said I should check the night before the wedding that getting married, Seb, was what he wanted. And I asked him what he wanted to get from his marriage. Of course, he was absolutely sure. He said, well, I want to be a model husband. Yeah, we actually had this conversation. I want to be a model husband. I want to be a model citizen. I want to be a model husband. Sorry, I want to be a model role model for Karen's kids. And I want to be a model lover. So, being a naive chap, I looked up the word model in the dictionary, Seb, and it said a small miniature replica of the real thing. Okay. Can I just say that I'm sure everyone will agree that Karen looks stunning, and Seb, on the other hand, just looks stunned. Seb has always been there for me, and I've always tried to be there for him. There have been many examples over the years, and last year I got a call at something like 2 in the morning. I was in bed at the time, and Seb asked me if I had a screwdriver he could borrow. I asked why on earth would he need a screwdriver at 2 in the morning, and he said that he was out on his motorbike and had a bit of an accident. He said that he'd been travelling along the Great Western Way in Swindon at some speed and had hit an old deer. Now, I left out of bed and I drove as fast as I could to the scene. And when I got there, Seb's bike was on its stand. Some of the fairing was a bit bent around the front wheel and making it totally unmovable. And I asked, sounding slightly panicked, where the old deer was. He said calmly, she got up and ran off into the woods. Page 3. Closely pursued by a ranger from the council, whose job it was to shoot her and put her out of her misery. The penny finally dropped, and I'll never be able to watch Bambi again. Seb likes gadgets. He's always messing around with gadgets and computers. He has enough computing power in his lounge to start and win World War III. His watch can tell the time in 15 different languages, including Swahili, and his car now answers to the word kit. We play in a band, and Seb is a very useful man to have around. Whenever we're at a gig and the sound system goes wrong, you'll always see Seb buried in the back, buried in wires, sorting out the problems. Seb and Karen met at Karen's sister's wedding. Our band was providing the music, and Seb was once again fixing the PA. Karen entered the room dressed in the slinky, tight-fitting red number, and sparks flew. The fire was eventually put out, and when Seb, well, he couldn't keep his eyes off her. Well, when he eventually got his eyesight back. He told us secretly that he thought she was stunning, but typically, Seb was too shy to pursue her. Becky and Hayley saw potential, and the work on the matchmaking began. The next time Seb saw Karen was at a charity do that our band was doing. We do a lot of work for charity, but we don't like to talk about it. Karen was a bit worse for wear, but we did manage to get Karen to sit on Seb's knee for a brief moment, and even got them up dancing. Luckily, Karen was so drunk that she didn't notice what a fantastic dancer Seb is. Apparently, he learned all his moves from his dad. And you'll be able to observe the obvious similarities later, believe me, I'm sure. The first dance, sorry? Dad dancing, there we go. The first date was to take place at one of the most salubrious establishments in Swindon, the Crumpled Horn Pub in Eldon, or as I now call it, the Crumpled Lip Pub. I got hit in the face there a few months back, didn't I? Anyway, myself and Becky were performing a duo there, and Karen had brought along a mate for moral support, which was just as well, because although Seb and Karen stood next to each other, not one word passed between them. I would look across the room from time to time to see the conversational master that was Seb, agonising over the way in which he could start a conversation about his multilingual watch, without ripping her up into a frenzy of interest and excitement, which would no doubt in his mind cause an embarrassing scene in the pub. I now firmly believe that Karen and Seb are telepathic, and although nothing was said that night, not one word, they left the pub together, became an item, and have not left each other's side since. Page 4. Yeah, exactly. Seb, if you can bottle that kind of power that you seem to have, you should, because you never need to work again. Hang on a minute. You don't. There we go. Anyway, look, there have been many ups and downs in their relationship since, though I have told him that he shouldn't brag about such things. So now, the happy couple are married, and as part of my duties, I'm supposed to offer words of support and wisdom. You see, Seb, Karen, every great relationship starts with rings. In the beginning, the phone would ring, and just the thought of speaking to one another was exciting. Your love grew, and so did your commitment to each other. The engagement ring came soon after. There were doubts, your love was true. The engagement ring has now turned into a wedding ring. And we are here today to celebrate your marriage, and now, of course, the suffering begins. Hey, don't nod, man, seriously. Everything will be fine, Seb, as long as you remember to keep saying those 3 little words to Karen. You are right. Anyway, look, I'm almost finished. Finally, I'd like to express my congratulations to Karen and Seb. I know they will have a wonderful future together, and I thank them for allowing me to be a part of this special day, and a part of their lives. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, and you didn't know about this, and nor did I till yesterday, is do this. I'm going to get this chair out of it. What am I doing? I'm going to sing. You ready? The day is here, and so they face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, he's on a promise, of that I'm certain. They've lived a life that's full. Seb's travelled each and every highway. He's walked for miles and miles. He went his own way. Regrets, they've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. Seb did what he had to do. On holiday, he popped the question. He spends his days at home in the chat room, and being the banker we'll do a dance